This video tutorial is going to discuss how to use the SubitUp platform to schedule rotating schedules, or 1 week on, 1 week off, or 1 weekend on, 1 weekend off, and the best way to do that within SubitUp. For this purposes of this example, I'm going to use a rotating weekend schedule. So I'm going to have some staff members that are working on this first weekend, which we're going to call A weekend, which is 5:30 and 5:31, Saturday and Sunday. And there's a Saturday afternoon, Saturday morning shift, and a Sunday morning and Sunday afternoon shift. If I use the date picker here to go to the following weekend, which will be June 6th and 7th, you'll see that there are different people assigned to work this weekend. And same shifts of Saturday morning, afternoon, Sunday morning, and afternoon. But this is what we're going to call our B weekend shift. And I want to just basically make them rotating to where the A shift is working every other weekend and the B group is working the opposite weekends. This can be applied not only to weekends, but also to weeks. So if you have entire rotating weeks or entire on weeks and off weeks, you can use these same systems and these same processes to accomplish the same result. So I'm going to go back into the May 30th, our A weekend. And in order to get the best results here, I'm going to use the copy and paste shifts icon. And when it pops up here, the first thing you're going to notice is there's two calendars. There's one on the left and there's one on the right. The one on the left we're going to use to select the first day of a week that we want to go ahead and copy. So it's going to be our week that we copy. And for us, we're going to use May 30th is going to be the week that we copy. Now, the weekend, the calendar on the right is going to choose the week where we want to copy this to. So I know we're not going to schedule my A group on the 6th and the 7th, but I am going to schedule them for the 13th. So I'm going to go ahead and select the 13th. And then this is one of two different methods that you're going to be able to use to solve this issue. So if I'm using the 13th, and now on the first section down below here says copy for multiple weeks. Well, I know that I want to do this rotating on and off schedule I want to do it for 5 weeks. So I want to do it through the 18th. So that is where, and it's going to show you on this right calendar, it's actually going to go through the weekend of the 11th and the 12th. There's going to be some other selections down below here. Do you want to copy available shifts, which I don't have any, but I don't want to copy those. Do you want to copy breaks? My shifts don't have breaks, but I do not want to copy. If you do have breaks within those shifts that never change, you will want to copy breaks. And then you don't want to copy these shifts as unpublished or published. Well, with this method, I'm going to be selecting and putting these A weekend folks on every single weekend until I go back through and delete them from the weekends they're not supposed to be there. So I'm going to make sure this is unpublished, because unpublished means the staff cannot see these shifts. They are only available for managers, whereas once they're published, the staff will be able to see when they're working and be able to see their shifts. And then I'm going to copy for a position. So you do have to do this one position at a time. I'm selecting my front desk position. That's where all these shifts live. And then if I only wanted to copy for selected employees, I could, but I want to copy for all employees on the given days of the week that I want to copy for. So again, now I'm only doing weekends, but I'm going to go ahead and uncheck the days of the week. But if you are doing entire week rotating schedules, you could have these all checked, and it would calculate for every single day of the week and copy and paste those over. Next up, I'm going to select review. I'm just going to go through. Okay, I have my destination dates. Where do I want to copy I don't want to copy available shifts. Don't want to copy breaks. I want them as unpublished, and I only want them for Sunday and Saturday. So I'm going to go ahead now and click copy shifts. And it's now creating those shifts. So now that I have my A weekend, that is the first weekend that they're working, is the 30th. I didn't copy for the 6th and the 7th. So you can see the 6th and the 7th here because this is my B crew. But I just want to make sure that the next weekend my A team is working. On the 13th and 14th, it went ahead and copied these. And as you can see, there's going to be the lines through the shift title, which means that these shifts are unpublished right now. So only a manager can see them. Now, when I go to the 20th, I know the 20th is supposed to be my B team, but I scheduled all the way through the 18th. So I'm going to go ahead and I need to go and delete these individual shifts now, because these folks are not supposed to be working on these days, but this is just the easiest way for me to schedule. So I'm going to go in and individually delete these shifts now. So now that weekend is free and clear for us to schedule our B group on this weekend. So the next weekend I needed to delete is this July 4th weekend, because I know that my B team is going to be working this specific weekend. So instead of going through and individually deleting these shifts, well, I'm going to use another method to delete these shifts from the calendar. So if you have a mass amount of shifts, a lot of shifts that you need to delete at once, you can always go to this publish/delete shifts icon and click on that. And you'll need to change a shift action over to delete shifts, and then select your position, and then select your date range. Now keep in mind you can either delete all employees from this date range, so all shifts belonging to all employees. You can delete available shifts or individual shifts that belong to individual people. So I'm just going to go ahead and use all employees here. You can also choose if you just want to delete unpublished or published shifts. That's another option for you there. I'm going to go ahead and I need to delete both of these. And I just need to have it done from the 4th, the beginning of the day on the 4th, to the end of the day on the 5th. And if I use this item here, it will go ahead and delete all those shifts for me all at once, and I don't have to go through and individually delete those. Okay, if we go to the next week on the 11th, they're loaded up to be working, and that's the last weekend that we scheduled for. Now, there is another way to go about and schedule and copy and paste these into the future. So let's do that with our B team. So on our B team on Saturday the 6th, we have our shifts loaded up and ready to go. So I'm going to go back into copy and paste, and I'm going to choose my 6th and 7th as my first weekend here, or as my first week to copy. And I'm going to go ahead and skip over the 13th. That's when the A team is working, and go to the 20th. So on the 20th, I'm only going to copy for the 1 week here. So basically, I'm just taking this whole week, and I'm copying it to this whole week. I don't need available shifts. I don't need breaks. I want it to be unpublished, and I want it to be a front desk position. And again, I'm not, my specific scenario here, we're not doing the weekdays. We're only doing weekends, but this could change depending on what you're trying to copy and paste and what you're trying to make rotate. So I'm just going to go ahead and review now. It's just going to copy for the 1 week from the 6th to the 20th. Okay. And now we can go to the 20th, and those shifts were copy and pasted. So now basically I need to do one more weekend, right? I need to do the weekend of July 4th, and I'm just going to go and do this again. So this time I'm going to choose the weekend of the 20th, and I'm going to choose the copy to the weekend of the 4th, just 1 week, and then we're going to make everything else exactly the same. And copy shifts. And once I go to the July 4th weekend, I've now set my rotating schedules for the time period that I needed to. So those are two different ways that you're going to be able to use this system to make a rotating schedule. You can either go ahead and make the schedule for the entire period of time that you need to cover, and then go back in and delete the shifts crew. The A crew, for instance, would not be working. Or you can go in and you can use the copy and paste tool to copy individually for each weekend that you need them to work. So as you saw with the B crew, we can just take that 1 weekend and copy it over to the next weekend that they're working, and it would do that pretty easily for us. If you have any questions at all, please feel free to reach out to our support team. Our email is support@subitup.com, and our phone number is 617-401-8733. Our office hours are Monday through Friday from 9 a.m. to 5:30 p.m. Eastern Time. Thanks so much.